This the AMG way, we don't follow the crowd. Quiet money moves, we just say it out loud. Tax-free living, long plays over hype. Build it right once, let the legacy right. We talk ownership.
Welcome to another episode of the AMG Podcast. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Larry and I have been busy. We were just telling our new friend Donnie, this is number 4 of the day. So we're in podcast party time. Hey, first of all, we got my guy Larry and our new friend Donnie Pingaro joining us today on the podcast. Welcome, my friend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Awesome, man. Yeah, our pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you are in a beautiful part of the country.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned you were at the beach earlier today, even over the weekend as well. Where are you, my friend?
We relocated to Amelia Island. It's a quiet little beach town on the Atlantic side. It's literally the northernmost town in Florida. And we absolutely love it up here.
Man, first of all, anything that ends in island,
it's a good start. Yeah.
It's a good start. Yeah. It's a great start. It was like, oh, this is awesome. That's cool, man. That's cool. So you're not from there though. Where are you from originally?
I grew up in Hudson Valley, escaped from New York long ago for grad school. I went down to University of Miami, go Canes. And I saw very clearly, despite having way too much fun in grad school, that Miami was just rich with opportunity. And, if you had that kind of Northeast work ethic and hustle, you could choose your industry and make an impact pretty quickly. And that was my home for 30 plus years down in Miami and loved it.
Oh, 30 plus years. Good God. You've seen so many changes. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Jeez, OP. Good night. So, all right. So let's drill down into the business, right? Real estate business that's been your thing for 30 plus years. Talk to us about like your role now. What are you doing? Who are you working with or /for? What's your work life look like?
Yeah. So real estate's been fantastic to me and my family. Just met so many incredible people. It's opened up so many doors, great financially, but just really enriching our experience, which is really kind of cool if you can find your industry that way. Right now, I'm no longer in transactions. I'm, at the stage in my career, I really enjoy elevating others.
Yeah.
I enjoy building. So my role is Chief Brokerage Officer at Energy Realty. We're just starting year 2 as a startup company nationwide. Our founders have a great lineage in terms of, knowing how to build a brokerage nationwide.
Yeah.
I bring to the table the brokerage knowledge and the ability to kind of build the brokerage part of it. And, today was actually my work anniversary. I didn't realize it until this morning.
Okay.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah. To look back at what we built in year 1 and do some really cool things in year 2 plus.
That's awesome, man. So, all right, brokerage, you've got the experience. I love how you've elevated your career, right? No longer transactional, but you're now teaching others. You're what I always call is Yoda. You're Yoda now, like you. Right? Or okay, Obi-Wan, maybe. I mean, Obi-Wan, right? You're the teacher, right, of all the new people coming to the business. What does a typical day look like, though? So it's obviously not a transactional day. It's different. What does that look like and feel like now?
Yeah, it's similar but different. So the cool thing about real estate is it's never the same day twice. And that's from the minute you start your license to when you get in a groove and you're helping your clients. Like there's so many different variations to the deal. It's a craft. It's an industry where you always need to stay on top of things to learn, or leverage mentors. So in today's world, again, building the brokerage, it could be liaisoning and talking with other state brokers to see what's up, how they're doing, what can we do as a company to make them a better broker, to give a better experience to the agents. It could be talking on different tech demos to see what's around the corner. Again, there's so much technology within real estate, and it's kind of filtering through what is noise and flashy and what's really going to make a difference for our agents.
All right.
And just a lot of corporate meetings and internal with different departments and stuff like that. But it's really, again, building a really smart brokerage. So our agents who say, we want to work with Energy, that they're getting great personalized service. They can stay focused on their clients and their community and just do bigger things.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
So today in real estate, AI has taken, or has, I should say, been used for a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So with AI kind of being infiltrated heavily into the real estate business, What major shifts are you seeing in the industry right now?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's the biggest buzzword, I think, in most industries. So if you go to a conference right now, that's the first leading question when you see a buddy or a colleague for the first time, like, what AI are you using, right? And the disparity of how people are leveraging AI right now is pretty startling. Our philosophy is to let the agents be agents. The agents, when you're out there and you have a real estate license, you're trying to service your community. You do not want one extra password. You do not want one other set of another app to learn. You want to do what you do best. It's talking to people, being present in your community. So we're leveraging most of our AI in the back end for our teammates who are there to service the agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great example is we have an AI tool that will go state by state and look through emails, our transaction files. It allows our state broker, no matter how effective and how seasoned they are, to get really nuanced insights in terms of what's going on in Larry's business flow, what's going on in Mondo's business flow. It allows them to really reach out one-on-one proactively, not waiting for a transaction to be a problem, to go, hey, Larry, I've noticed you're doing way more listings than usual. That's really awesome. What else do you need now? Because you probably need something different than you did when you had 5 or 10. Now you got 15 listings.
Sure. Yep.
Or the reverse. Sometimes you get an agent who just systematically is missing a lot of the same addendum every single time. Hey, Mondo, just want to reach out. I happen to notice you're missing this one addendum all the time. It's okay. Like, what can we do to help you, to get you up to speed, to make sure this is super simple and all your deals are defensible for your agents? So we're doing things like that in the back end to enrich the experience more than anything else. And it's really showing because our agents are feeling that personalization. They're feeling they do have support, and they're making more deals with more confidence.
So human resources.
Right.
Well, not in a true HR way.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. True.
Human services. So it's allowing our support team, whether it be our brokers or our onboarding, our transactions, to be better at what they do and be more personalized. And
that's what I was looking for. That P word right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Larry, I think that's what the third time we've heard that today.
Yes, it is.
Where different areas of the business. However, the individuals who talked to Donnie have said, of course, as you just said, AI, everyone's asking what you're doing, what are you using, what are you seeing?
Yeah.
And everyone we talked to today have said, AI is involved in our system. However, our focus is to keep the personalization, present. We don't want to lose that personal touch with our clients. So again, you're echoing the same thing we've heard. And it's very interesting because it's not even just in the direct space that you do. These individuals in the other areas of the industry saying the same thing you're saying.
Yeah. Everybody seems like they're on the same page with that.
Well, it's the same goal, right? Whether you can stitch it together and really understand what that problem is and bring a solution to alleviate that problem. That's really the talent. And that's where the real experience matters in today's world. There's plenty of smart people to build things for us. It's really just understanding what matters and what is noise.
Yeah,
we're trying to focus on things that really matter, move the needle for our agents and our clients.
Okay,
love it.
So being that y'all have implemented that on the back end, as you say, how does that impacted your growth strategy?
Well, our growth strategy, again, year one was all about the build, right? So we were very quiet. We have some great senior leaders, so a lot of people in the industry were kind of keeping an eye on what we're up to, but we weren't very bold. We're in the amplification stages, I call it, in year two. Everything's built, everything's working really well. The experience is there. So now we are, trying to get to that next level of growth and amplification that way. Leveraging AI will be part of that, of course. And again, it's just like everything else. It's kind of leveling the playing field because, 5 years ago, even you needed massive resources to get loud and to get content out there and to get a deeper reach. Right. Again, if you're using AI effectively and the technology in the back end, you can deliver really rich content, which is going to move the needle and affect the people that are looking and that's going to resonate with. So that's what we're excited for year two.
Oh, that's killer, man. I love it. So another question for you. Obviously, you've mentioned some of the things that are working for you right now. I kind of want to go a little left real quick. Yeah. What is something in the business that you guys are discovering that's a little bit frustrating? It's like, we got to fix that. We got to get better at that. Is there anything where like, man, we got to improve there? That's kind of frustrating. Is there anything in your build right now which you can share?
I think two things, I think are universal in most of real estate brokerages that are, outside of a mom and pop, within four walls, brick and mortar, traditional thing. One is communication. Again, we have so many different ways to communicate, and there may be really great ideas and successes coming from senior leaders, which is, we have to communicate that to our teammates within who are kind of working with our agents, and then communicate that to the agents. That's number one, is trying to find a better vehicle to share the goodness, as well as to get, the hurdles in front of them. And number two, again, that comes back to the amplification. It's, how do you responsibly get your voice out there in today's world? There's so much noise out there. In Florida, they get around, more people have a real estate license than a driver's license. It's not too far from the truth, right? So how do you stand out as a different offering in today's world where, we're in a world of mega mergers and they have a lot of, firepower, right? We're kind of zagging where they're zigging. This is Wall Street designing those brokerages and making those business decisions for those agents on a very, very large volume basis. We're in a more bespoke, personalized kind of field.
So what metrics are you using to measure your growth? Because I know amplification is where you're at right now, right? So this is, you're really getting out there. What metrics are you guys utilizing right now?
Traditional brokerage metrics are going to be agent count, transaction volume. The thing that we're super proud about is our transaction volume per agent. So again, when the founders came up with the idea of building Energy, and I was super excited when I first met them, saw the challenge, saw the gap in our industry. We envisioned this being resonating to really top agents who want to do more. Professionals who say, hey, I sell 12, 15 homes a year, but I know I can do 20 with better support and better personalized backup, right? So we're seeing that. That's kind of our most proud metric in year one, that everything we built is resonating with the right group of people. Now we just need to get, again, the message to that similar group out there who's, selling a lot of homes, but not getting a lot of support.
Got it. Okay. Love that. I love the stage you guys are in. This is so exciting. This is, to me, the first year or two are really, really exciting.
It's a little bit of a roller coaster, but you gotta have love it. Startups are not for everybody.
You gotta love the bumps. Love the bumps so you can get through them. So let's take a slight pivot. And you can answer the next one's personal, business, and go as deep as you want with them. Where do you want to be in 6 to 12 months from now?
6 to 12 months. Personal wise, I made the move up here. I'm a single dad. I moved up here with my daughter, going into high school. She just finished her sophomore year. So she's absolutely loving the community and thriving as a teen. I'd love to just have a celebration dinner. She finishes her junior year and just have another 12 months of amazing memories and her nurturing as a wonderful young lady. That would be my number one personal goal.
Awesome.
Business goal. We'd love to grow our agent count, in a pretty large manner. But more importantly, bringing in the right set of agents to really affect more communities. We're working a lot more with teams and independent brokerages, so that count of the folks that we're working with and affecting is growing in a real quick manner. So again, but also to maintain the personalization. And when I talk to a broker, is like, hey, envision next year, if I call any agent in Mississippi, I want to say like, hey, Larry, who's your broker and what do you know about them? Like, I want them to absolutely know who their broker is, and I want them to say my broker knows and cares about me, right? If we can do that with this growth, that's pretty cool, and that would be my goal for this next 12 months, business wise.
Now that's the second time we've heard that.
Today
from another broker.
So it's not easy. It's easy to put it on the whiteboard, but you gotta execute it every single day.
Execution is important. So with that, if you could solve one major challenge today, what would it be?
Major challenge. Let's see here. Right. Probably the biggest challenge in today's industry, building the brokerage, is that balance between, innovation and going too far, right? How far do you want to push the envelope? but how far is it going to either put too much stress on the existing business flow and or be financially not responsible, right? I just came back from an AI conference down in Austin about 2 weeks ago, and it was all about vibe coding and the future and the really cool period we're in across all industries. And the keynote was putting a parallel to the 1993 pre-internet phase, right? We all knew things were happening in 1993. This internet thing was happening. It was really exciting, but no one could responsibly predict where we're going to be in 2 or 5 years, right? So I think we're the same thing with AI, where we all know it's going to change things and make things better, but we don't know how to like game plan and business plan for 2 to 5 years out, because there's a lot of variables of speed and scope that no one knows.
No one understands yet. Right. Exactly.
No, yeah. So we're all on for the same ride.
Yeah. And we feel the same thing at AMG. I mean, it's like, all right, trying to forecast out, a year is kind of challenging. Very challenging. When you have this new element involved. So yeah, definitely understand that. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's fantastic. Love it. All right. So we're going to pivot again. In the real estate space, here's what we've learned. We have a lot of clients who are in the real estate space. We do a lot of podcasts with people in the real estate space. And we see a common conversation, especially from the brokerage to the agent. Okay. Where I know as a brokerage, you want to equip your agents, not only just on how to generate revenue, sell homes and properties, but also on how to be good stewards of their finances. Right. And how to build their wealth, right? How to keep their wealth, how to keep is a big part and how to also prepare for the golden years. Right. We have seen a trend with certain agents where it's been about get the money, sell the house, and they're living the dream and they're having a fantastic career, but they don't have as much to show for it, especially later on. We've heard a comment before where people say, well, I have to work harder now in my 60s than I did when I was in my 30s.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. What does that stewardship or financial literacy look like from your viewpoint in regards to agents really being good stewards and planning for their retirement and their future? What's your take on that conversation?
Yeah, I think it's a good conversation. And again, as the brokerage and the leader within the brokerage, you have to be careful, right? Sure, because again, we want to deliver the core value. You want to, again, be that Yoda, and kind of, say, listen, I've been there, I'm 58 myself. So, I've been through the stages, and I've seen many of my friends who have gotten burned out of the business. Real estate's a flashy industry, right? I mean, we've met so many friends who they're really good at selling houses, and before they get that closing, they go buy another car, or they, vacation happen, and the closing doesn't happen and they're in a hole. And then they're scrambling, doing, not best practices just because of pressures.
Yeah. Right.
And or they lived a little bit too much in the moment in their 20s, 30s, and 40s even. And just like to your point, they're working harder in the 60s that way. Yeah. So we do that. And again, that's what we pride ourselves on is that consultative approach.
Yeah, sure. Right.
So again, specifically with our teams and our independent brokerages, when people say, we'd love to hear about energy, tell us what you're doing. We do not tell them and pitch them and tell them what we're doing first. We say, okay, let's explain, let's see where you are in your career trajectory and where do you want to take it? Okay? And then we're consultative that way. And a lot of times you do weave into kind of best practices in terms of, this may not be the worst idea to kind of be more mindful with your resources here and put 10% away there and things of that nature.
Yeah, this is great, buddy, because again, we see this a lot. And a lot of, especially, people in your position, they're seeing these trends, seeing people do great works and be good stewards, right? But then you have others that are not so much, to your point earlier, and leading by example. We had someone say to us, well, I can't teach what I don't do myself. I can't encourage or guide or provide wisdom in something that I don't practice myself. Now, I'm, assumption and fair assumption, you seem like the type of gentleman that you practice what you preach, right?
In general, I've made a gazillion mistakes, and my counter to that is always like, don't make Donnie's mistakes again, right? So I try to practice what I preach, but everybody's human.
Yeah, well, sure, of course. Yeah. And so, with that said, what advice would you give to an agent who's coming into the business, or maybe been in it for a little bit, having success, knowing what on how to be a good steward of finances and the wealth they're generating. Phenomenal industry. You can make obviously a phenomenal living, but you also want to be a phenomenal steward. What would you say to that agent?
Again, to me, we talk about that a lot, and it's most of our conversations we have with agents or teams or indies, when they do that, they're like, wow, I didn't expect you guys to really want to dive deep upon what matters to us. Right? I mean, traditionally, real estate's a very transactional business. Most brokerages, it's like, I've got a platform, I've got a split. It can be very comforting to you economically with the split. Go sell homes and let's split the money. Right? We really want to get to know our folks, and like, to your point, understand what their pain points are, give them best practices, show them where there could be a pothole in the future that we've seen before. And just, again, give them some breadcrumbs to get around that pothole accordingly. And, that shows up. I've got a great story where, my previous affiliation, I was helping open up the state of Florida, and we were opening up boutique brokerages for top agents who never thought about opening their own brokerages. So I helped over 125 incredible agents who now own their brokerages. Right. Awesome. And we took them from an agent to, all the filings to everything like that. And I'm still in touch with so many of them, even though I'm not their managing broker anymore. And to see someone have that next level of success and to finally, buy a building, which is their dream office, and design it their way. It's really, really cool to know that, I was a part of it, and our team was a part of it, to get them from just being a transactional agent, to your point, having something that's lasting and much more stable for their family and their community and their agents around them.
So that's cool. So you've actually, man, that's awesome. First of all, good kudos to you, man. I don't want to skip over that.
Thanks. No, that was a great 6 years. Yeah,
man. I mean, empowering people and showing them, the power of being a broker, leveling their game up, right?
An entrepreneur.
Being an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur. Excuse me. Yes, being an entrepreneur and developing a phenomenal business. And, it's long lasting, it's generational, wealth that they're building for themselves and the people that are working with them. That is awesome that you had the foresight to do that. I love that.
Yeah. And again, it's so rewarding, because again, there's multiple of those partners, we would call them, who will reach out to me and they're like, I appreciate you standing by me and never wavering your support for me when I doubted myself. And again, that's where you lean on your experience and saying, hey man, Larry, I've seen a Larry before, and you just got to trust me and stick with it, or trust me to go a little bit more than you're out of your comfort zone. It's going to pay off in a year or two. And again, super proud of what we have done and just really affected people's lives and communities.
Are you the guy that's he's like, I'm not retiring, I'm gonna work till I get out of here, man?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I have a lot of hobbies. I like to surf. So no, I honestly thought I was ready to retire a year ago. When I resigned my previous position, I just felt I had kind of, emptied the tank and just done an amazing 6 years. And those 125 agents who are now entrepreneurs are doing great. And then I met the founders from Energy through another colleague, and I'm like, I'm ready for one more build. So I love what I do. Very obsessed with it, clearly, but there will be a retirement day, and that'll be a cool day.
That's awesome. So the person who's looking to go down their own, path, trajectory, they're looking at this podcast and seeing Donnie's like, man, that looks awesome. This dude lives on the island. He likes to surf. He's got a family. He's living life. He's smiling a lot. He looks like he's enjoying everything in a new business. Thought he was going to retire, but he decided to get back on the saddle. And he's like, all these things you shared, man. And they're like, okay, wow, I want to be like that. What would you say to that person in regards to mental fortitude, the want to, the just sticking at it, preparing for a retirement that you were about to do but didn't? Like, what would you say to that person, man?
Great. First of all, be careful what you wish for. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, right?
Say that again, brother. Yeah.
But if you're ready for it and you put your mind to it, be ready to be steady. Mm-hmm. When I was transactional, my market was Fisher Island. It's one of the top, luxury zip codes in the nation. It always sounds good when people see the sale price. People don't understand what goes into selling a home in those kind of luxury places. But those clients are demanding. Like, and they're surrounded by yes people in general, right? So to come on in, and again, I was 22 when I started in real estate selling $1 million condos on Fisher Island. Like, who is this young dude and why is he going to be the one to kind of guide me into this investment and what's best for me and my family? So you have to be really steady in terms of your mindset there and your temperament. Never get too high, never get too low. I think is super important for your clients that way. And you got to be ready to be nimble and be obsessed. I hear so many people who talk on social media or on stage about life balance and like life. You should have a life outside your work. But if you do want to really, truly excel in real estate, you have to have some level of obsession in terms of your market, why you're doing it, and what you're doing to accomplish to help your clients. Very few people will be at that level of success in real estate as part-timers or hobbyists. It's a real outlier.
And dare I say entrepreneurship in general, right?
Yeah, I imagine it goes, but I think in real estate, there are so many people who just feel, and let's say it's so easy. Like, so back in COVID, Florida, there was a massive population influx. We called the Great COVID migration to Florida. It was fantastic. Yeah. People were just making ridiculous amounts of money in real estate, right? Because people were just buying left and right. At one point, there was 6,000 new applications in the March of 2021 to the state of Florida. Because,
Lord.
Right. So there's an artificial influx of extra people who, again, are running around with real estate licenses and think they can be the right person to help. Yeah. Larry buy a vacation home or Mondo buy an investment home, right? There's a little bit more competition in real estate.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, because when you said there's more real estate licenses than driver's license, like it's
a local joke, but it's probably.
I know it was still. It's just the fact that it's even a joke. You know what I mean? It shows there's a little bit of truth to it, right?
For sure.
That's awesome, man. Hey, man. Well, we really appreciate you, man, and thank you for your time and sharing the wisdom. Larry, you got anything else for Donnie before we let him roll?
No, Donnie has answered all my questions. My last 2 questions without me even asking. So thank you for that.
I love it, man. I love it. Perfect. Well, hey, Donnie, where can everyone find you and what you guys are doing? Kind of give us the plug on, like, I like this guy. I need to reach out to him. How do they find you?
Yeah, reach out to me directly. I'm on LinkedIn real big, Donnie Pingaro, just my name there on LinkedIn. Just DM me. I love meeting new people and talking about successes and failures within the business or entrepreneurship. In terms of our company, Energy Realty, ENRG, 4 letters, ENRG.realty. Check us out. We've got a cool website there. Tells a lot about what we're up to. But again, if you want a better personalized kind of brokerage platform, we'd love to talk.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, again, thank you, my friend. Larry, thank you for joining us. Well, hey, guys, you heard it from him. If you want to reach out, please do ask questions. There's nothing wrong with it. This guy just dropped a lot of knowledge right here on the AMG podcast, and we're so grateful. With that said, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode. See you guys later. Bye.
This the AMG way, we don't follow the crowd. Quiet money moves, we just say it out loud. Tax-free living, long plays over hype. Build it right once, let the legacy right. We talk ownership.